Happy 2017. Thank you for joining me for one more year with Astrological Insights. Thank you for being with me. In 2016, it was a tough year for many of us. It was like, you know, those things on Facebook where you see a person tumbling down a hill for a minute and a half and saying, this is how my 2016 has been so far. It's been quite a year with quite a lot of difficult configurations, quite a lot of difficult planets battling it out in the sky, but we start 2017 with good news, guys, and hopefully the rest of the year will carry on with this positive beginning that we're starting. But we also are forewarned for 2017 because I've prepared for you this amazing 82 pages yearly calendar together with Marina, Western and ancient Babylonian astrologer, and we've sold quite a few of them. None of them has been refunded. People are raving about it. They say we didn't expect, you know, for $30 to receive so much. It's like your daily astrologer with all the important astrological events day by day. When planets are visible, what is it best to do, what to avoid. So you no longer need to listen to me and tune in on YouTube and you know, for me to bore you with my long YouTube videos. You can just get the calendar and follow it day by day, see what's happening. And also, quick announcement, on the 8th of January, when Mercury is turning direct, I'm making a Uranus webinar. It's on a Sunday. Come join me only for $29. It's gonna be 5-6 hours. You know, I give it all my heart when I do webinars, and it's going to be about Uranus in houses in the birth chart, Uranus in with planets in aspects, Uranus in synastry in relationships, what if you have a Uranus relationships, Uranus in transits as well, what it means, everything about Uranus, you know. So this is the planet that really shakes us up and changes our lives, and it indicates where you can also be free in your life and you have the most independence. So come join me up for the Uranus, all about Uranus webinar on the 8th of December, or get the yearly horoscope, yearly calendar for 2017. Aries, January 2017. I promise you good news, and here is the good news for you, Aries. Well, let's start with the news that all planets after the 8th of December will be direct. Absolutely all planets. I don't remember, since I'm an astrologer in the last few years, having all the planets moving direct. Starting from Mercury turns direct on January the 8th, and it's going to be direct till the end of the month. Venus is direct, Mars is direct, Saturn is direct, Jupiter is direct. Neptune, Pluto, Uranus, my God, all the important planets are direct, so things are moving ahead, especially if there were some complications. They start getting resolved after the 8th of December when Mercury turns direct as well. What does it mean? When planets are moving ahead, we're plowing through new territories. Basically, new experiences come into our life, such that maybe we encounter for the first time. And for some of you, this might be daunting. For some of you, might be exhilarating. Usually for Aries, new experiences tend to be exhilarating because, you know, Aries is this kind of a very adventurous sign that likes new beginnings and new things. But sometimes they might even come as a shock to us. People that are used to having their comfort, to being in a safe position, you know, when all the planets are moving direct, bringing those new experiences, this can be a little bit, especially for more, you know, people that don't like much changes, it might be a little bit overwhelming. It's like a wave hitting you, you know, like a wave you're coming on, but it's about, and you have, when all planets are moving direct after the 8th of January, you have the green light to start new things, to initiate new things, new beginnings, to explore new territories. So go ahead, green line to proceed, green light to proceed forward. It doesn't mean that everything is just perfect, but everything is new, everything is being, you know, you can see it from a different light, you can approach new experiences. So for Aries, and I think for everyone, and when planets move directly, they usually express their energy in more familiar ways, so to speak, you know, and the everyday life tends to rush ahead faster. It's like time passes faster when planets are moving forward and direct. So it might feel like whoosh, January whooshes over through us, and then from February some planets starts to go retrograde, like Jupiter, one after another planet, and throughout the next few months of 2017 will become retrograde, which means that we go back to the past to look at, reevaluate things, to incorporate things. Maybe past things come to us to be readjusted to or to be retested. But for now, full speed ahead, busy schedule, busy everyday activities, new activities as well. You know, be adaptable, be flexible, incorporate everything new that comes to you. And we have another big news is that I told you Mercury is turning direct from January the 8th. So the first, you know, the first few days after January the 8th, it might be still a little bit, you know, up in the air, but what it means, and it's turning direct in your 10th house, is that if there was some complications happening in regards to your career, 10th house, in regards to papers or documents connected to some institutions, to governments, and connected to some people in authority, some important communications or negotiations in regards to career, in regards to interviews for job, for example, or negotiations with authority figure, or working on some career projects that are mercurial, you know, communication, information, kind of administrative task, advertising, management, marketing, all such things. If there were any complications in regards to those, and I'm not going to repeat them again, but you know, everything that Mercury in the 10th house can signify while it was moving retrograde, once Mercury starts moving direct, you start basically all those problems and complications start getting resolved, and you can move forward with such papers or documents or matters of career, mercurial career, specifically communication, information ahead, negotiations of any sort. So you have the green light, or any problems are resolved and removed from your path, so you can move forward as well. So that's good news. We like that. And it matters in particularly to career. If you had to put some extra efforts there in regards to career or arranging such things that I mentioned, when Mercury starts moving direct, you'll see the good results of those, and the pressure eases off from you in regards to those matters. Another big news is that Venus, this is news that I learned from astrologer Trifon Nikolov, who uses ancient Babylonian Sumerian astrology, and he said that for the first time in 8 years Venus will be visible during the day as well. And actually I started noticing it's already happening in December, and it's going to be visible the whole January and even part of February, I think, in the day sky. That's very rare. I told you 8 years ago was the last time this was possible. So when the sun is setting, you can look, and while the sun is still there, you also see a star in the sky, which is Venus. And the ancient book says that women don't stay with their men. When Venus is visible in the sky, women become more independent, basically, because the feminine planet Venus, which rules women, becomes visible in the sky during the day. Day energy is masculine energy, together with the sun. Basically, the sun is on one side, you know. So what this means is that basically the femininity becomes stronger, more empowered for women overall. And why am I telling you this, Aries in particular? Because Venus rules your 7th house of relationships. Whether it's your ascendant, especially if it's your ascendant in Aries, or sun or moon, Venus has a relation to your partnerships and other people, because it rules the opposite sign, Libra. And it rules also your money, because it rules the 2nd house. So Venus will be extremely powerful. It hasn't been so powerful in 8 years. And we like when Venus, one of the benefics, is powerful. You know, we like it when it's visible, even though during the day, you know, it can make women too independent. Relationships, you know, can somehow women get stronger, more independent. They don't so much listen to their partners. But at the same time, everything which Venus rules intensifies, because ancient astrology judged the power of a planet by how bright it was in the sky. How visible, the visibility, the brightness of the planet indicates how successful you can how this planet, the affairs of that planet on Earth, how successful they will be. And that's what the calendar for 2070 is. One of the things that it shows is when a planet is visible, so you can do all the things that planet rules. When it becomes invisible, the outer manifestations of those things that that planet rules, kaput, you know. if you, no matter how hard you try, not a big manifestation, it's burnt, it's, you know, it's invisible. But Venus will be most visible in so many years. Women become more unruly, women become more empowered, more independent, and in particularly in relationships, you can become more empowered, Aries, through your relationships, more adventurous and daring, so to speak, because in regards to relationships, Aries already is adventurous and daring, but it intensifies topics of love, topics not love, yeah, Venus naturally rules love, but particularly business partnerships for you, or personal relationships, whether it's marriage, whether it's what's that called, like contracts, negotiations of any sort, they become, which is what the 7th house rules for Aries, what Venus, this bright star, rules for you, become more and more prominent, can give very powerful, tangible, physical results as well, can have some liberating effect on you or empowering effect on you. And at the same time, Venus rules your money, so you can have some ideas or some actions that can manifest materially for you in January. Already December, January, February should be powerful in some way, because the planet that rules your money is the brightest it's ever been in many years. Okay, so that's good news, you know. And I would say that also in relationship you might act out more, because Venus is infused with those more masculine energies. So when it comes to relationships, you might become more of a leader. You're naturally more of a leader, but you know, you can become more independent through relationship. In a relationship, can become more adventurous, more initiative, you know, somehow. Okay, then we have another big news, and I want to mostly speak about it in this video. That's the Jupiter sextile Saturn, and it doesn't become exact within the minute, but the whole January, both planets are within 1 degree of each other in a sextile, which is a harmonious aspect, and it's happening in your 7th house of relationships, Aries. So Jupiter is in Libra in your 7th house, Saturn is in your 9th house in Sagittarius. They in harmonious aspects, really helping each other's agenda. So what can happen? Let's speculate a little bit. 7th house is again relationships and partnerships, and both Saturn and Jupiter planets of fate and manifestation. Those two planets, and they're visible, they're direct, they're bright in the sky, you know, green light to go ahead. So what's happening? You see, maybe I should have drawn that earlier, but Jupiter is here, 7th, and Saturn is here in the 9th house. I don't know if you see that. You know, Jupiter here, Saturn here, and they're really helping each other. So 7th house is relationships, contract, business contracts, and if you sign now business contracts, any kind of agreements you make in January, I believe they'll be very successful for you. Or any kind of cooperation you make with another person, it will be successful and long-lasting, because the planet of longevity is Jupiter. Saturn is sending a beneficial aspect to Jupiter in the 7th house. Also, you might legalize a relationship. Saturn and the 9th house are about law. Saturn is about legalizing. The 9th house is about the law, what's legitimately acceptable in society. And Saturn making a constructive aspect to Jupiter. For example, you can get married now, legalize a relationship, or legalize some contract, or and it's gonna be lasting if you do it now, or start a business partnerships with someone, or gain new clients. 7th house is clients, people that follow you, people that not follow you, but let's say viewers, if you're in this kind of business, or people that are connected somehow to your popularity is the 7th house, so you have to reach out to people over there. So if you reach out to people, it can create long-lasting followers or clients of some sort as well. And let's combine the 7th and the 9th. 9th is legality, 7th is contracts, 9th is faraway travels, 7th is contracts, so arranging negotiations. So maybe also you can connect something positive, because it's a positive aspect, something positive happening in regards to foreign travel or higher education, the 9th house, and this opportunity can come to you through others, the 7th house. For example, someone invites you to a foreign country, or someone supports you and helps you in some way to get into the institution of study that you want, or something in regards to arranging some documents for foreign country can be helped to you by a partner, or seventh house rules like legal advisors and stuff like that. So by the right professional, you can be, you can arrange such matters. The ninth house, which is Saturn, which is international business, international deals, anything to do with foreign countries and foreigners and places of living foreign, anything to do with pre-qualifications and higher educations. You can receive support from others, Jupiter in the seventh house, or that can help you in regards to that. Or also what can happen is that your business, seventh house, can be held by someone foreign, by investing in something foreign, or by legalizing something, the ninth house, or by creating some new partnerships of some sort. I'm trying to mix all the possibilities here, not to miss things, but there are hundreds of possibilities that are likely. But this is in regards to the ninth and seventh house. You have the green light, things are happening good there. Ninth house, I repeat, is high education, pre-qualification, making plans for the future which will be lasting. It's your belief system. Something changes in your belief systems, or a mentor or advisor comes to you who helps you change something positive, or gives an opportunity to you in regards to your business, seventh house, or in regards to your personal or business relationships in some way. Okay, that's how it can manifest. In another direction, the Sun and Mercury are in the 10th house. So career, focus on career. You can shine now, Aries. Maybe you don't have as much energy as always, because Mars, the planet that rules you, is in Pisces, which is a little bit more emotional. And if you find yourself that your energy is getting a little bit drained now, this is not because, it's more likely because Mars, the planet that rules us, Aries, is in the more emotional, sentimental Piscean sign, and it needs time sometimes to take a break. So when you find yourself depleted in January, just retreat in your own personal sanctuary. 12th house means within, read a spiritual book, or do some yoga, or go by the water and have a walk by the ocean or something like that, or go for a swim, or do some gentle exercise, or somehow some more self-time, which will basically alleviate, which will basically can charge you up gently, and actually, Aries, yeah, you proceed forward, but in a more gentle way, with Mars in Pisces, basically, in a more, or you might be even preparing for something behind the scenes. Your actions can be more hidden or more subtle with Mars in Pisces. But it's good for any activities connected to spirituality, to artistic, creative. Your imagination grows a lot in January, because you have both Venus and Mars in the 12th house, guys, and it feeds your imagination, also your dream world. Your dreams can become more vivid, and from the subconscious you can feel more emotional in regards to your, especially emotions triggered by your passions and desires, and strong subconscious desires coming to the surface. But you can, but you also need this time to withdraw. Maybe a good time to go on a holiday as well, because Pisces is about faraway countries, or the 12th house, basically, where these planets will be Mars and Venus. So good time to go on a holiday, good time to relax somehow, if you can, as well, not only, but you have also planets in your 10th house of career, so you're activated into career, into worldly activities and responsibilities, but you also have to balance it in a healthy way with some kind of healthy escapism modes. So that's what I see for you in January, Aries. Hope you enjoyed it. Happy New Year again, and come back, join me in February 2017 for the next monthly videos. So follow my weekly videos, which I do every week, and check out my courses. We have lots of reduced courses for the next 2-3 weeks. 1/3 or 1/2 of the price. They're going up again from January, but if you see this video earlier, you can benefit from reduced courses. Thank you.